Hello, all you fine, beautiful people. I'm back here once again with another reaction, and today I'm going to be reacting to In the Presence of by Yes from Symphonic Live 2001. If you're new to the channel, I play the song all the way through, give you my thoughts and opinions on it at the end, and as usual, if there's anything you want me to react to, just put it down below. I've really enjoyed listening to Yes and my journey through it. I've heard all the studio songs by now, so I thought, you know what, let's listen to all the live stuff I can find of it and kind of react to that because I really enjoy listening to Yes. So without further ado, here it is, In the Presence of by Yes.
We're gonna do a song which we got together, did this song, and it's the idea of the song is that we're surrounded by the divine all the time, whether we know it or not. But we wake up in the morning and the divine is with us. So the idea of the song is called In the Presence of. Deeper than every ocean, deeper than every river, that's what your presence brings to me, revealing the words I listen, seeing you in my silence, learning I'm with you constantly as I was before. If we were flowers, we would worship the sun. So why not now? This eye is shining brightly, brighter than touch you there, you feel thoughts roll over you. Thinking of the better scenes, the memories, as everybody else just hasn't got the time to help you anymore. 'Cause it's the reason for the things that pressure us to please ourselves, and pressure us to give our egos some pleasure time. Can you imagine any reason to know you're only fooling yourself? And then you'll understand why. You'll understand why.
So that was In the Presence of by Yes from Symphonic Live 2001. I really like this song. I love John Anderson's little explanation at the beginning of what the song's about. It's really something that really speaks to John Anderson and his spirituality, and kind of feels like his constant pursuit of spirituality. I love at the beginning how it's Alan White playing some keyboard passages, and as it goes off, like it shows. I always say this every time I see Tom Brislin, especially this time. I'm like, when did Ryan from The Office start playing keyboards in Yes? Because he looks so much like Ryan from The Office. But it's really interesting watching this. I have to say, as John Anderson starts singing, and I kind of wish they would have shifted a little bit away as soon as Chris Squire came in. That bass is just so thick, heavy. And the one thing I love listening to Yes is not only is the bass thick, heavy, it cuts through everything. It's very audible. Alan White's drumming is absolutely phenomenal. Watching him play drums, multi-instrumental, it's really interesting watching him, John Anderson, and even Steve Howe at times, because Steve Howe on this, he starts off, it looks like playing an acoustic guitar, then he's to an electric guitar, then he's kind of one of those slide guitars, and watching him just switch between all three in one song. And this isn't like the first time he does this. He does this a lot throughout his career, where he's just switching through guitars, and it's like, wow. It's really interesting to see, and kind of the complexity of a lot of these songs, where they perform it and they make it look so easy, but it's not. I believe this song is from the Magnification album, so I thought this would actually fit very good with Symphonic Yes, because it's Yes with an orchestra able to work. It's interesting watching the orchestra throughout the song, how even at times it looks like some of the violinists are just kind of tapping at times on their strings instead of just using a bow. It's kind of like finger tapping for violin. That'd be a great thing to start looking at. John Anderson's voice. I dare say John Anderson has one of the greatest voices in music, and the fact that he has taken such care of his voice through the years, where it doesn't look like, or at least to me sound, I feel like you could take John Anderson from probably 1971 and put John Anderson today, and they're probably very similar vocally. Like, that's one of the great testaments to John Anderson. One of the guys that I would love to listen to sing a phone book. Him, Kate Bush is another one where I love her voice, and it's so unique, different, that I'm like, yeah, I'd love to hear her sing the phone book. There's a few of them out there that I kind of have that feeling about. Watching this performance, and John Anderson, to think you have Steve Howe electric, acoustic, slide, John Anderson has a tambourine, then he's bringing out acoustic guitars and he's playing. And I have to say with Yes is, it's always one of these bands that you watch live and you're like, to think they put this much work into their stage show and into each song, that when they go out on the road, they still have to do this, and to play these very complex numbers. Like, it's one thing I have to give him credit for. Watching Steve Howe play guitar is a treat, because you're watching him, and at times it's really interesting because he's a very unique player, where a lot of guitar players from his era would just like bend strings and stuff. Steve Howe doesn't do it very much. He's very much a jazz kind of scale kind of player, But at times, whenever he does, and I did notice him doing this once during the song, is where he's bending a note. It's slight, but it works for the context of the song. And that's one thing I say I love about Yes, is their music is so... would euphoric be the word for it? It's like it's on a whole different level. It's like a whole different astral plane is what Yes is playing compared to a lot of other bands. And it just takes you, like, even listening to this, and it's like, I love this era of Yes, because I think from about, I want to say, Key Studio, the latter Key Studio and Magnification, those albums, at least to me, was Yes's last great creative period. Like, not that they haven't released stuff, just it's the last stuff that really hit me and been like, you know what, this feels like Yes. The new stuff, there's last album, I kind of got the same feeling from it, where it kind of has that same feeling. But man, Yes is such a great band. Chris Squire, like, you even see after it, like, they're getting a standing ovation and all that stuff, and people are just getting up and giving them standing ovations, and one guy just gave the old yes. Seeing in the audience just at the end, it was amazing to watch. Like, this band, I could listen to them for days, like, and always pick up something new. That's one thing I love about the complexity of the music, is no matter what, you're always discovering something new, and Yes is great at this. Also, it's really interesting watching just, like, the whole band. Like, it's funny watching Steve Howe. Is you watch the Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, Howe concert, where he's very much, like, has his own personality, and you look at this concert and he's, like, stoic. Like, it's really something to take you back, but it's great. I love it. The backing vocals on this song, Chris Squire, John Anderson, the band, they've always had great vocal harmonies, and that's something that I think when you look at bands, it really is interesting to watch. Like, Yes had great vocal harmonies. A lot of bands back in that era had really great, exquisite vocal harmonies, and it's something that when Yes, I think, gets discussed, it's probably one of the few things that a lot of people forget about to really mention, is, like, it's not just John Anderson, it's also Chris Squire, it's Steve Howe, Alan White, Rick Wakeman, if he's there, who's ever playing keys for him. At this time, it's Tom Brislin. Fantastic. But once again, that's my thoughts on In the Presence Of by Yes. But anyway, that's my thoughts and opinions. I love to know what you guys think. Please tell me what you think down below. Once again, I have to say thank you guys so much for watching. It really does mean a lot. This is Mir signing out. Peace.